One of the most rewarding experiences that I've had with a client is one that we came into when they were in the midst of a lot of change. When we were brought on board, they had just lost one of their surgeons and they were naturally concerned about the revenue dropping. We were able to get them, actually increase their revenue. They had not been billing for their mid-levels, for the PAs. These PAs were assisting the surgeons with every single surgery, but never billing for it. Being able to interpret their op reports, we're able to come up with some coding for the billing that hadn't been done previously. There were just many instances where they weren't billing. In the first year, again, after losing a surgeon, we were able to increase their revenue by 150%. So one of the surgeons at this practice has developed a procedure. Part of his breast reconstruction is he's pioneering a new technique that is actually using serratus fascia flap. And he was not getting the proper reimbursement from the insurance companies for that. So we were able to work with him, get the detail, what exactly are you doing, find the coding that we can leverage with the insurance companies, and now he is finally getting the money that should go along with this technique. Another thing we do with this practice to help their revenue is looking at their schedule, not just taking what they gave us to say, oh, I saw this many patients and this many office visits. We actually look at the schedule. We check it against what we're billing. They were missing a lot. It was just, some of it was a matter of the way it was scheduled. When you're looking at the reports, you didn't know that this should have been a billable visit. So by changing the front office and how they were checking people in, we're able to then bill for all those office visits and encounters that should have been billed for. One of the processes that we put in place with this particular practice is that the lead surgeon wanted to be certain that we were billing correctly for what he thought were the proper codes. So we developed a shared spreadsheet. And when we are when we're billing, when we're actually creating the codes, we're also putting that on that spreadsheet so he can look at that. Now, if we're reading the op now, if he thinks it should be one code, and we read the op report and say, this other code will be better, we advise them of that. And never make changes, of course, without his approval, but it just has developed, it's created a really nice working relationship with them. There's a level of trust that if I say, hey, doctor, I think this, you say in the op report that you did this, but I don't see it in the body of the description. I'm gonna bring that to his attention, because things like that will get a denial.